What if you could consciously, like, take the reins in your own dreams?
Mhm.
Not just be a passenger on some wild ride, but actually direct the story, fly, even, change everything around you.
Imagine creating your own reality, basically, every night, fully aware.
Yeah. So today we're really digging into loose dreaming. It's this fascinating state, right? Often misunderstood, where sleep and being awake kind of blur.
Exactly.
And our mission, our goal in this deep dive is to cut through some of the maybe noise around it, get to what being lucid really means,
Yeah.
and crucially, how you can actually take the wheel once you're there.
It's such a cool area of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really compelling, I think, is that it isn't just about having fun, though. Let's be honest. There's definitely that, too.
For sure.
But we'll be looking at some surprising science, what's actually happening in the brain, plus practical techniques anyone can learn. And the applications are pretty incredible.
Like what?
Well, overcoming fears, boosting your creativity, even practicing skills for when you're awake. It's this unique frontier.
Okay, let's start right at the beginning then. What is a lucid dream, fundamentally? Is it just a super vivid dream or something more?
It's definitely more than just vividness, yeah. At its core, a lucid dream is when you, the dreamer, become aware that you are dreaming. Like unmistakably aware. It's not just intensity, it's a basic shift.
Yeah.
It's a metacognition, fancy term, but it just means being aware of your own awareness.
Like a moment of sudden clarity pops in.
Precisely. The term lucid actually comes from Frederik van Eden, a Dutch psychiatrist, way back in 1913. He used it like a lucid interval, a moment of clarity amid confusion.
I see.
And what's amazing is that when you become lucid, a whole bunch of cognitive functions come back online. Functions usually switched off in normal REM sleep,
Right.
like knowing you're in a dream, being able to make decisions, accessing your waking memories, having a stable sense of self, and, importantly, knowing that dream physics don't apply and actions have no real-world consequences.
Right, that's liberating. So you feel fully there, almost like you've woken up inside the dream. But, okay, here's a really common mix-up, isn't it? And it's super important. About 55% of people have had one, apparently. But just being lucid doesn't automatically mean you're in control, right?
Exact. That's a huge point.
My sources pointed to Stephen LaBerge's work in the 80s showing exactly that. Awareness and control. They're separate things. You can be lucid and feel stuck, or weirdly have some control without even fully realizing you were dreaming.
Yeah, and that's critical for anyone wanting to explore this. You have to separate lucidity as a state, a brain thing, metacognition switching on from control, which is more like a skill set you develop.
Ah, okay.
So control involves strategies, techniques you learn within that lucid state. The methods to get lucid are different from the methods to manipulate the dream once you're there.
Yeah.
Helps manage expectations, First awareness, then control.
That makes so much sense. So it's not just on or off. It's more like a spectrum or a dimmer switch for awareness in the dream.
Totally. A continuum is a great way to put it.
You might just get a fleeting thought like, whoa, dream, but then get sucked right back in. That's maybe low-level lucidity.
Yep, fleeting or implicit knowledge.
Then maybe moderate lucidity, where you know it's a dream, you might try to do something. And then the highest level is full consciousness. Remember waking life, your clans, know your body's asleep, take deliberate action.
Exactly. And that spectrum explains why people report such different experiences. It's not all or nothing.
Right. And once you do get lucid, that potential for control, it really opens up, doesn't it? But like lucidity, control isn't just one thing either.
No, it's multifaceted.
Yeah.
A whole skill set, again.
I saw a good way to think about it is maybe in two tiers. There's this low-level control first. Things kind of like waking life, controlling your own dream body, walking where you want, talking to dream characters, picking stuff up, maybe managing your emotions in the dream. That's often the first hurdle, right?
Yeah, that's usually where people start getting a handle on it.
And then you get to high-level control. This is the really wild stuff. Manipulating the dream in ways that just break physics.
Totally. Summoning things, changing the whole scene, flying the classic one, walking through walls, all that kind of thing.
That takes real practice, I bet, and specific strategies.
Definitely dedicated practice. And yeah, experienced dreamers seem to use a sort of strategic framework.
Like I read about verbal strategies. People literally shouting commands, clarity now, or stating what they expect to find, around this corner is the beach, or even asking dream characters for help.
Yep, that's one approach.
Yeah.
Then there are dream object and environment strategies. Using things in the dream, like using a stick as a magic wand, or opening a door expecting it to lead somewhere specific, or reaching into your pocket believing the tool you need is there.
Clever. And bodily strategies, using the dream body itself for impossible things.
Right. Flapping your arms to fly, maybe starting with small jumps that get higher and higher until you're defying gravity, or using hand gestures for telekinesis, that kind of thing.
And emotion management, I found that fascinating, especially for nightmares. Instead of running, you consciously generate like love or compassion for the scary thing, and it changes or disappears.
Incredibly powerful, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the dream responds to your internal state. And lastly, there are cognitive and imaginative strategies. Pure visualization and belief. Just thinking of someone and expecting them to show up.
Right.
Or changing your own form by just imagining it.
Wow. So what seems to tie all these together, it's not about brute force, is it? It's about the dreamer's expectation and belief.
That's the absolute core insight.
Yeah.
You hear experienced dreamers say you need to be 1,000% confident.
Right. And someone else said, if you expect your fingers won't go through your palm, they won't, even in a dream. You have to believe.
Exactly. Doubt is like kryptonite for dream control. It makes reality checks fail, makes attempts fizzle out. The dream state really does seem to mirror your subconscious assumptions back at you.
Okay, but what's going on in the brain? This isn't just like magic, right?
Yeah.
Science is starting to map this out. It's a real measurable brain state.
Oh, absolutely. It's quantifiable brain function. We know it happens almost entirely during REM sleep. You still have the rapid eye movements, the muscle atonia, the paralysis that stops you acting out dreams. But EEG studies show it's this weird hybrid state. It's got REM features, but also features of waking consciousness. Specifically, you see an uptick in high-frequency brainwaves like beta and especially gamma band activity around 40 hertz.
Which is usually linked to waking attention and cognition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Things that are normally dampened down in REM.
And the big player seems to be the prefrontal cortex, the PFC, the brain's CEO, basically.
That's right. Normally in REM sleep, key parts of the PFC, the dorsolateral PFC, the frontal polar cortex, they're pretty quiet, deactivated. That's partly why normal dreams feel so bizarre and uncritical. We just accept weird stuff.
Okay.
But the neurological hallmark of becoming lucid, it's the reactivation of those exact same PSC areas.
Wow, you can see it switch on.
Yeah, fMRI studies have actually caught this happening. Increased activity right when lucidity kicks in. And it maps directly onto getting back those higher order functions like the insight, oh, I'm dreaming.
That's incredible.
And get this, frequent lucid dreamers might even have more gray matter volume in that frontal polar cortex area, the bit involved in self-reflection. And they show stronger connections between the front part of the PFC and other areas involved in self-awareness. Suggests a more robust network, maybe.
So it's literally like your waking self is sort of booting up inside the dream's operating system.
That's a great way to put it, yeah. Booting up within the dreaming brain, activating memory, agency, vividness regions too. It's a real neurological signature.
Yeah.
A window into consciousness.
Amazing. Okay, so moving from the what and why to the how. This is trainable, you're saying, not just triggering lucidity, but keeping it going.
Absolutely. It's a skill you can develop, both sides. Inducing it and then stabilizing it once you're there.
Right. Let's get into the toolkit then. Induction techniques first. The famous one is MILD, right? Mnemonic induction of lucid dreams.
Yeah, Stephen LaBerge again. It's all about prospective memory, remembering to do something in the future.
How does it work?
So you wake up midnight, maybe from an alarm or naturally. You recall a dream you just had. You find a dream sign. Something weird or impossible.
Okay.
Then you mentally rewrite that dream, imagining yourself noticing the dream sign and realizing, I'm dreaming. You rehearse that feeling of becoming lucid. And as you fall back asleep, you repeat a mantra like, next time I'm dreaming, I will remember I'm dreaming.
And that works.
That can be really effective, yeah. Especially combined with WBTB, Wake Back to Bed. Studies show up to like 46% success with the combo.
Okay, so WBTB, what's that exactly?
That's more of a facilitator. You wake yourself up intentionally after maybe 4 to 6 hours of sleep.
Why then?
Because your REM cycles get longer and more frequent later in the night. So you wake up, stay awake for maybe 30 minutes to an hour, maybe read about lucid dreaming or something quiet. Then you go back to sleep with a strong intention to get lucid. It really juices up the other methods.
Gotcha. Then there's SLLD. Senses-initiated lucid dream? Sounds mindful.
It is, very much so. Again, you wake up during the night, but this time you gently cycle your attention through your senses over and over. You focus on vision like, any patterns behind closed eyelids, then hearing ambient sounds, internal sounds, then body sensations, the feel of the bed, the air, cycle through sight, sound, touch, until you drift off. The idea is to carry that heightened sensory awareness into the dream.
Interesting. And finally, reality testing. RT, that's the one you do while you're awake, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is about building a habit.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, you frequently stop and genuinely ask yourself, am I dreaming right now?
And then you test it.
Right. You do something that has different outcomes in waking versus dreaming. Try pushing fingers through your palm. Reread some text. Does it stay the same? Look at a digital clock. Are the numbers stable? Pinch your nose and try to breathe.
And the key is doing it often and really questioning.
Yes, consistency and genuine curiosity. It might not trigger lucidity on its own very often, but it builds that critical mindset, that habit of questioning reality, which can then bleed into your dreams.
Okay, so quick recap on those. MILD uses memory, good for beginners, works well with WBTB. WBTB itself boosts other methods by timing your sleep cycle, but does involve waking up.
Right, sleep disruption is a factor there.
SLLD is mindfulness-based, also needs that wake up. And reality testing builds the habit during the day, low sleep disruption, good foundation.
That's a good summary.
Yeah.
But okay, let's say one of these works. You're in a dream and bam, you realize it. What happens next? Often excitement kicks in.
And that can wake you up, right?
Exactly. That initial jolt of wow can destabilize the whole thing. So stabilization techniques are crucial. They're about grounding yourself in the dream.
How do they work?
They create strong sensory feedback loops, anchoring your mind to the dream world.
Like what?
You can engage your senses deliberately. Rub your hands together hard, feel the friction, stare intently at your palms, notice all the details, touch the dream ground, focus on the texture.
Okay.
There's also the classic technique of spinning, literally spinning your dream body around.
Oh.
It gives strong visual and proprioceptive feedback.
Yeah.
Increases stability, vividness, can even help change scenes sometimes.
And vocal commands again, like shouting stabilize.
Yep. Taps into that power of expectation. If you expect the command to work, it often does.
But maybe the very first thing is just chill out.
Absolutely. Maintain calm. Don't rush to fly immediately. Just pause. Take a deep breath in the dream. Observe your surroundings. That emotional regulation is key to preventing a premature wake-up.
Okay, so we know how to potentially get there, how to stay there, but why bother? Beyond the novelty, what's the real payoff? What can you do with this?
This is where it gets really interesting. Because mastering dream control isn't just for kicks. It's a genuinely powerful tool for, like, personal growth and well-being.
Right. The therapeutic applications seem huge. Nightmares, PTSD.
Yeah, incredibly impactful. For people with chronic nightmares, maybe from PTSD, becoming lucid is a game changer. If it's part of therapy like IRT, imagery rehearsal therapy, they learn to recognize, okay, this isn't real.
And then they can change it.
Exactly. Confront the fear, rewrite the script, talk to the scary figure, or just decide to wake up. It can dramatically reduce how often the nightmares happen.
Wow. And what about anxiety and phobias? Using it like VR therapy?
Precisely. The dream state is like your own built-in virtual reality simulator. If you're terrified of spiders, you can conjure one up in a dream, start small, approach it gradually, all safely controlled by you. It's exposure therapy without any real-world risk. You desensitize yourself.
That's pretty amazing. And then there's skill rehearsal. Practicing things in your dreams. Does that actually work?
The evidence is mounting. Studies show that when you, say, practice piano in a lucid dream, the brain activation patterns in your motor cortex look remarkably similar to when you practice awake.
Seriously?
Yeah. So the idea is that this mental rehearsal can translate to real-world improvement. People use it for sports, music, public speaking, even studying.
Mind blown. Okay. And creativity and problem solving.
Oh, yeah. Fertile ground.
Yeah.
You're free from waking logic, right?
Yeah.
So artists get inspiration, musicians compose, people explore solutions to problems that seem stuck, and you can have profound insights by talking to dream characters often seen as parts of your own subconscious. It can help resolve inner conflicts, promote emotional healing.
That's deep.
And let's not forget the most common driver for many, experiential enhancement, just pure fun and wish fulfillment. Flying's the big one, yeah. Exploring impossible landscapes, traveling instantly, having amazing social interactions. The freedom is unlike anything else. It's the control, but also the sheer vividness and wonder of it all.
It sounds incredible. But it can't all be easy, right? What are the catches, the challenges, risks?
No, it definitely comes with challenges. Even for pros, maintaining control isn't always simple.
Why's that?
Well, emotional overload is a big one. Just getting too excited or scared can pop the bubble. Distraction, too. You get so caught up in the dream story, you forget you're lucid.
Ah, right.
The dream itself can be unstable, scenes shifting suddenly, and crucially, failed expectations. If you try something and doubt creeps in and it fails, that can really erode your confidence and lucidity.
Okay. And there are these weird related states too, these hybrid states.
Yeah, they blur the lines. False awakenings are common. You dream you woke up, you're getting ready for your day, but you're still asleep.
That sounds confusing.
It can be, especially if you have several in a row.
Yeah.
They're definitely linked to lucid dreaming.
And sleep paralysis, SP. That sounds kind of scary.
It can be, yeah. You feel mentally awake but can't move, often when falling asleep or waking up. Some induction techniques like WBTB can make it slightly more likely because you're messing with those sleep transitions. If you don't know what it is, it can be frightening.
But here's the interesting part I read. For people who know what they're doing, these aren't just problems, they can be opportunities.
Exactly. They can become gateways. In a false awakening, if you notice something weird, the light switch doesn't work, the clock is messed up, that can trigger a reality check, boom, you're lucid.
And sleep paralysis.
If you stay calm during SP, recognize what it is, you can often use that state to directly enter a lucid dream. It's a launchpad for what's called a wild, awake-initiated lucid dream. So yeah, reframing challenges as techniques.
Okay. What about actual risks? Is it dangerous psychologically?
Generally, it's considered safe. The main concrete risk is sleep disruption from techniques like WBTB. Overdo it, and you'll get sleep-deprived, fatigued.
Makes sense.
There's a theoretical concern about blurring reality, maybe for people already prone to psychosis or dissociation. But, and this is important, current research doesn't actually link lucid dreaming practice itself to developing mental illness.
That's reassuring.
Though the sleep disturbance could potentially worsen things like derealization or depression for some. So, caution and maybe talking to a doctor is wise if you have pre-existing conditions.
Right. So, stepping back.
Yeah.
Where does lucid dream control fit in the big picture of consciousness? It seems totally unique. Different from waking, normal dreaming, daydreaming.
It really is a unique synthesis. Think about it. Waking life, high awareness, control via the body, fixed physical laws, regular dreaming, almost zero self-awareness. You just accept crazy stuff, minimal control, primarily just experiencing daydreaming. That's waking fantasy. You control it, but it's kind of superficial, and you're still grounded in your body, aware of the room. Lucid dreaming, it pulls together the immersive, anything-goes environment of a dream with the self-awareness, memory access, and deliberate control of waking life. Physics are out the window. But psychology, belief, expectation, emotion, those become the new laws.
Wow, that's a powerful combination.
And the way you control things is different too. Waking control is indirect, through your muscles, your body. Lucid control feels direct, instantaneous. You're interfacing right with the mind's world generator.
Not physical effort, but focused intent.
Exactly. Focused intent and unwavering expectation. That's why it offers this unparalleled feeling of creative freedom and power. You're directly experiencing how your consciousness can shape its own reality.
So this whole deep dive, it really shows lucid dream control is way more than just a sleep quirk.
Oh, absolutely. It's a trainable skill, shows how flexible our consciousness is, and it's scientifically validated. We see it in the brain.
It's a tool, really, for therapy, creativity, skill building, self-discovery.
Yeah, and the research keeps opening up this ancient practice, giving us this amazing window into awareness, self, reality itself.
It really is incredible to think that even deep in sleep, you can intentionally kindle that light of consciousness, become an active explorer in your own mind.
The ultimate inner space exploration.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What will you choose to explore in your dreams tonight?